Alright, this video is specifically to tell you guys about the pleasant experience I've had with WASD lately. I've got a new daily driver as far as my keyboard goes. This is the WASD version 2 mechanical keyboard, and then Pistol got the Code. Code has the backlights there. They're like a clear backlight or a white backlight. And I got this one, Cherry MX, and just no nonsense. But the thing I like about WASD is you can totally customize everything, and that's exactly what I did. All the keycaps that are for sale on epicpants.com, they're really cool. They're all made by WASD. So that was the first transaction I had with them. And then I finally decided, you know what, I think I need a new keyboard. So let's look straight here because I really like what they're doing with mechanical keyboards and custom keycaps. Let's show you how this works here. So you get onto WASD, and then you got your different keyboards here. Mechanical keyboards, and then you got different layouts and that sort of thing. I went with the 104 key here, and then you can go over here and select your switch type, and some of them are out of stock right now, but they've got everything just about. You can get them in clear, which is like a stiffer brown, but I want to warn you guys right now, if you guys get clear, you have to let them sit for a couple of weeks. For some reason, the plastic fittings need to sit there for a couple of weeks before you can change off the keycaps. So don't mess around with them like I did, because I broke it like a doofus. Even though I thought I was going to be good. They were like, don't mess with them. I'm like, man, I do this stuff for a living, even though I'm kind of my hands are big and I'm not very good at little stuff like this. So yeah, you'll break the entire thing. But here's what's really cool. You come down here and you can actually design your own keyboard. You can first come out here and pick your layout. This is the blank is what I went with, but you've got different font styles and different placements of the different the printing and all that sort of thing. And you can even get crazy with it, camouflage. You can even upload your own stuff. It's just a space bar, but they put a sunset on there with Tech Syndicate. So you guys can get just about anything you want. You can go crazy and just create. And then I ordered a bunch of them, but I ended up going with mostly black. But I've got some extra green ones here for like shift and control and some of those keys. If I wanted to add that on there, I absolutely could. And then check this out. All the alphanumeric keys. Let's group those together, and there we go. If you wanted to. Or we can go in here and make some of them black. Let's make all these black up here. Yes, just black, 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 black. So, you guys can come in here and basically design the exact keyboard that you want. Whatever you want in your own happy little world. Never make mistakes. These are just happy little accidents there. Oh, that one. Somebody in their own happy little world. I'm getting a little bit too excited here. I imagine you guys want to know the specs. Of course, Cherry MX, 50 million, key presses is what they're rated for. Gold, nice gold plating and all that sort of thing. It's USB, but it comes with a detachable cable. And if you look at the back there, you'll see the spot for the detachable cable right there in the middle. That's micro USB, and it goes over to your computer with a regular size USB. Looking at the back, we do have a couple of rubberized flip-out feet, and then of course we have rubber feet on the bottom anyway, just so it doesn't move around a lot. So if you want to give it a tilt on your desk. But check this out. There's a lot of different ways to route your cable. You can either have it coming straight out of here, have it coming out of here. You can just route your USB cable, even have it coming out of the left or the right hand side of the keyboard. That's going to be really nice and snazzy, especially for the lefties who want to put the keyboard on the right hand side and have the cable routed a different way. So there's a lot of really nice use case scenarios there. You can configure this to work with QWERTY, Dvorak, Mac, or Colmac, so it can work with all those different formats. Mac's not really a different way to type, but you know what I mean. They also include this in the box, and this is one of my favorite things about it. You've got just the USB to Ps2 adapter, and that allows you to have full in-key rollover. And I still think this is a superior way to use a keyboard because it sends a hardware interrupt to your system, right to your CPU, and says, stop, man, I gotta tell you something. The dimensions on this unit are 445 by 142 by 30 millimeters in inches, 17.5 by 5.6 by 1.2. The weight is 1,098 kilograms, which is 2.42 pounds, and this thing is substantial. We've got a nice plate in there. I wanna note that these keys are mounted on the plate, not directly on the PCB. At least from my experience they were, unless they vary from unit to unit. And now with the Code, the one that Pistol got, each one of those is individually backlit and it's clear. And you guys can go in and change there's different luminosity levels, which is nice. Most keyboards have 3 or 4. This has 7. I like that quite a lot. And there's also onboard memory on the Code that saves some of your preferences for your lighting. And we also have a white backplate on that one, which I guess it helps a little bit for when it shines a bit. And as far as the built-in hotkeys that you can share between the two, we do have the play, stop, next, previous, the different media shortcuts. And it can be used with the default menu key, or it's kind of like a function key or whatever. I don't even know what it is on this thing because it's all black. The one thing I do miss about this compared to I'm coming from the Corsair K70, I do really miss the volume rocker knob up here on the top, of the big volume knob. I guess I could cut it open and put like a potentiometer right there. That would be kind of funny. Also, speaking of no frills, it's just solid plastic. Nothing really special about it other than the fact that it is built solidly. It's coming from, if you're coming from like a Cooler Master or something, if you felt those, a lot of those have like a nice soft touch on them. And then the Corsair, of course, has like the aluminum backplate. So it's going to feel a bit different than that. One thing I will say about this compared to the Cooler Master, like the soft touch, it's like the rubberized touch on here. This one is a lot easier to clean. It doesn't seem to retain dust like that one does. And also, if you try to clean that one with a paper towel, you're bound to get residue on it. This one cleans off very, very easily. I mean, canned airs or a compressor are still the best way to clean these, but this one is just going to be a lot better for that in the long run. If you don't care about the customization and you want some certain feature like a USB hub or a volume knob or something, this may not be the exact way for you to go. Last thing I forgot to mention, in the box, we've been talking about customization, of course. There is a very nice Cherry MX keycap remover. It's a wireframe Cherry MX keycap remover. Pistol used it to actually change all of her keys. She got the code, and the thing about the code is you don't really have too many options with the different keycaps because they have to be backlight compatible. And so she wanted more of a stealth look, so she had, she took the normal keys that were on it off and put some that are like semi-transparent or semi-translucent or whatever. Is that the right word? Yeah. And now it has a bit of a different look to it. Still kind of cool, but yeah, it's very interesting. Customize the hell out of it. As far as the O-rings go, you can add these on, and they basically just help they reduce the travel amount. So the red is 0.2 millimeters, and then the blues reduce the travel by 0.4 millimeters. If you guys are doing one of these or picking up one of these, I want to know what customizations you guys are getting. If you guys have questions about these things or whatever, you just go ahead and save this or even take a screenshot of it, put it over on the forum, and we'll tell you, maybe we'll give you some ideas. Like, we got some artistes in there. I'm not really an artiste myself, but I'm sure some of the artistes will let you know, hey, that's would be better if that was green there. Kind of clashes with the color scheme, It looks weird, and when you get it, you may not be satisfied. So we can get some of that going on. But yeah, head over there, and if you guys already have one of these, of course, post a picture of that as well. I'll see you guys on the forum. Now this is USB, but it comes with talk too fast. Whereas with USB, for keyboard, it's not too important, but let's say it's, 500. So 500 times the system is asking this through USB. What are you doing? 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 Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? With this one, there's none of that nonsense. As soon as you press this button, like if I press 5 right now, as soon as I press that, it goes through the PS2 and says, hey, 5. I just hit 5. Hardware interrupt. Motherfucker.